well, the representation is very important, especially also looking at my concepts where I discuss not being able to see myself in the future because there aren't really like queer bodies that are represented in media or animations in which I can see myself. So from that perspective, I could really see the value in representation through different body types, but also different skin colors, textures, just so that people can see themselves in what is supposed to represent them.
Yeah, for me, I think in my future image, I'm talking about everyone, and with everyone, we have to include everyone. So we don't have to forget different ages, races, and body types. And I think some of them get forgetting quite often. So yeah, it's very important to show diversity. For me, I think, especially if you're talking about an older person, the body types are just so different than a younger person, and it also has to do with like muscles, the weight of it, some body fat, but also the skin that kind of looks like it's almost melting in a way. And I think it's so different to work with that in Blender. It's kind of hard, but it's also a nice, fun project to try to make it.
Yeah, I feel like with your avatars, it was more visible than like with mine because I decided to take the avatars from Clo and alter them from there, and also like from within Clo. So the options are, I wouldn't say necessarily like limited, but they are different. So I decided to mostly focus on the faces of my avatars and change those to create a different avatar. Make it easier for people to create a skeleton of a different body type in, for example, Clo or Blender, so that more people can work with different body types and different skin textures and yeah, important elements like that, because it's quite hard getting your way around trying to create an avatar which is different than the options that are being offered to you.
Yeah, and also really go on the streets and look around, use real humans as a source, and then yeah, put that into your system, not just the general things that we as a society also use, but really go on the streets and look around more.
I don't think that it's easier. I think that if you look at physical fashion, there is like an established order. Especially if you look at the high-end fashion designers and the way they present their runways and their collections, there is this image of what fashion is supposed to look like and also who fits that narrative. I feel like with animating or like digital fashion, the options are like a little bit more open and more accessible that way. But in both cases, I think they are accessible. I just feel like the digital fashion or the digital elements obtain and use these possibilities more.
I think with digital fashion, you can actually create different avatars, which is very easy to use because you can go into the program, change the clothes in there, and in that way it feels more sustainable because you don't have to constantly change the patterns and put it on a real human body. And I think now it feels like we're being more sustainable because you can do all these things in the program, and then in the end, if you feel like it's nice, you can print it out and then try it on a real human body. So I think that's a very positive turn for inclusivity.